Are First Amendment auditors helping or hurting Florida gun rights and the Second Amendment movement? In this video, we're going to review some objective data that will help us formulate an answer to this question. But first, what is a First Amendment auditor? First Amendment auditors endeavor to record police interactions, which oftentimes leads to irrational behavior by the law enforcement officer.
Can I help you?
What's your name?
You can back up, please.
This is a public sidewalk.
This is a traffic stop. You need to back up.
This is a public sidewalk.
You can't walk up behind us.
On the sidewalk. Hey, listen.
Back up.
Listen, you don't know me. I don't
Back
know you.
up.
You don't know me.
I'm
Don't
telling you to
talk
back
me
up.
Like you
I'm
know.
telling you to back up.
I don't care. Who do you think?
Back up.
Millions of people watching.
Back
this
up.
video. You
I'm telling you.
tase me?
Yes. Back up.
You gonna tase me?
Yes. Back up.
I'm on a public sidewalk.
Back up.
I'm on a public sidewalk.
The more irrational the behavior, the more likely the video is to catch traction and go viral. Depending on the situation, the auditor will either refuse to identify themselves or otherwise exercise their constitutional rights to the extreme, oftentimes to their either short-term or long-term detriment.
I don't need your directives. I know what I'm doing. Keep doing your job. You can be quiet now. You can be quiet now. You can be quiet, servant. Servant, you can be quiet.
You have been warned.
You have an ego.
A warrant for your arrest, okay?
What?
And it is valid. All
What?
right? We've confirmed with our records department that you have a warrant for your arrest. So what I need you to do right now.
You know, I don't have
is I
a
need you
warrant
to
for my
comply
arrest. Are
with
you
what
kidding
we
me?
say,
I don't
okay?
have a warrant.
So
For
you're
what?
under arrest. You
For
are
what?
physically under arrest.
For what?
Obstructing a police officer out of Denver.
Outstanding.
What?
In a previous video, I put open carry auditors like Solo Yacker into the same category as First Amendment auditors. I'm not really entrenched into that community to know the difference between the two. Let me know down below.
What's going on, everybody? Solo Yacker here, and I've got a real special treat for y'all today. I've got a good friend of mine, Memory Decipher. So what's up?
What's up, guys?
And we got Rambo Rob hanging out, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna go do a little fishing today.
For the general sake of it, they're both exercising their right to record openly in public and to otherwise push the boundaries of the constitutional limits. Solo Yacker is engaged in fishing. He's lawfully allowed to open carry. He's doing nothing wrong. The one thing these videos are teaching us is that police officers aren't properly trained in Florida gun law. Which brings us back to the point of this video. Have these First Amendment open carry auditors made an impact on Florida gun rights? The answer is yes. Let's talk about it. Before we get in the guts of this conversation, I want to qualify my opinion with a little bit of background so you know where I'm coming from. I've been involved in law enforcement training since 2005. As a young state trooper, I was assigned my first trainee while I was still on probation. I told my sergeant, I'm still learning. She said, good. You'll learn faster by teaching. She was right. I was fresh out of the Army. I was a paratrooper. I was driven. I worked twice as hard to stay in front of that young trooper I was training. In 2009, I switched agencies and I also started teaching part-time at the police academy where I've been teaching ever since. I played a small role in a large percentage of police officers training in Central Florida. I attended law school full-time while working as a deputy. Once I passed the bar exam, I resigned from law enforcement, but I maintained my police instructor certificate. This is the Police Academy manual that's currently approved in the state of Florida. It's the same manual that I used to teach out at the Police Academy just a few weeks ago. By comparing that to the 2018 version, we can get a feel for whether these auditors have had an impact or not. Let's dive into it. Back in 2018, the Florida Police Officers Training Manual didn't really make any substantive mention of lawful use or lawful carry. It only talked about violations of concealed carry laws and that the Second Amendment protects people's rights to carry. That's it. As we transition to the 2021 manual, I remind you to look down in the description. I got a gun law quiz down there. Florida girl, currently leading the way, has a score of 18 out of 20, I believe. 10-question quiz. Check it out. So let's dive into this. By comparing the table of contents, we can see that they've added sections into the legal block labeled weapons and firearms. Underneath that chapter, they talk about lawful ownership and possession of firearms and weapons, the open carry exceptions, concealed carry license, stops and concealed weapons, Law Enforcement Safety Act, reciprocity, and risk protection orders. I've previously prepped and taught this material in the academy. It's pretty solid. I'll show you what I mean, but you got to keep in mind it's copyrighted, so I'm limited by fair use regulations. So we're only going to look at stops with concealed weapons. Many people who carry a concealed weapon in Florida will tell you they have a weapon on their person or in their vehicle when you stop them and they have a license to carry it. They are not required to tell you they have either a license or a weapon. However, they must carry a license together with valid identification at all times while they're actually in possession of a concealed weapon or firearm. And they must display both the license and proper identification upon demand by a law enforcement officer. You know what they teased but never answered in the book? What a police officer should do when a driver tells them they have a gun in the car. So they just gave it as a discussion point for the instructor, which allows for a wide variety of answers across the state of Florida without any centralized rules or any governing procedures. I think that's a mistake. There's no easy answers to some of these questions, but FDLE and CJSTC should hopefully come up with some objective bullet points to help an officer make some good decisions when they're confronted with this as a problem. Great job by the curriculum committee, spot on. So Florida officers graduating from this 2021 manual moving forward are going to be properly educated in Florida gun law. But that leaves a huge hole from everybody who is 2021 and behind. I received zero formal training in Florida gun law during my entire time in law enforcement. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement could fix this by mandating a 4-hour block of instruction on Florida gun law. Make them do it during weapons qualifications. I do want to add there's other groups out there such as Florida Carry that are doing really good things in the 2A movement. I think you should join their organization. I'm a member. Part of my mission is to help make responsible gun owners. If you know a gun owner that doesn't understand Florida gun law, share this content with them. There's several exceptions that allow people to open carry their firearms in Florida. If you want to go into detail into those, check out this video here. I've also included a link to the statute down in the description of this video. If you'd rather see how I beat a DUI arrest by getting illegally obtained evidence excluded, watch this video here. Either way, hit it hard. I appreciate you watching.